So those are the pros and cons that CG will have to weigh. They ban out the Matilda, which is interesting because that would have been a very solid combo with the Baxia. They're just taking supports off the board though.
Interesting. So if they don't want the Matilda for their own Baxia, it's more for a denial on Team Ray, which means they already have an idea of what support that they want to bring to the table. And I think it makes sense here because Kimmy is going to start to struggle in a 1v1 scenario against that Jushin, especially if she doesn't have her passive charged up. So you will need your support to kind of back you up in those scenarios.
Might not be a bad game to bring out the Cho, actually. Think about it. Especially if they're banning out Matilda and Arlet, it could be leaning in that direction. The Esme ban from the side of Team Ray.
Okay. Interesting. Not entirely sure why just yet. What are they worried about? I mean, for all intents and purposes, if CG decide to go for like CC, then you're just picking up Lapu Lapu on the other end, right? I don't see that changing anytime soon. Okay, so Lapu Lapu, I'm expecting that Team Ray at this point don't mind the Lapu Lapu as much because they've got plenty of mobility in the Claude alone, right? And then Jushin needs to just take the flicker.
I think it's possible Team Ray themselves were maybe looking at the Lapu Lapu because Esme would be a pretty bad matchup in lane for him. If that's the case, CG have done very well by just stealing it away straight away. Even ignoring the potential counter in the lane, CC will get locked in by Ray, and then the Cho taken away by Ray instead. Not gonna give it to Valen.
Love the drafting coming in from Team Ray's side. Really love what they're doing here overall. Not sure about that Lapu pick coming in from CG side, but I mean, they doubled down on it, right? Now, their final pick, what are they going to do for support? Now that they don't have Cho, what else can kind of provide a level of, I can clear the lanes, but at the same time, I can create some space and start peeling for the Kimmy?
Not a lot of particularly solid options in that regard. Normally, if you see a Cho, you would see something like a Ruby pop out, but not really as good in the roam position as before.
It's usually the unseen world that tells the best.
Guinevere.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so it kind of fulfills the same role as Cho. Maybe not as mobile as the Cho to get across the map, but still has the same idea with the Way of the Dragon. Magic Thumb straight away into the Violent Requiem. You could probably set something up for the Kimmy as well as the Granger. So I think right now, it really boils down to the EXP. And I think Dur has a much easier job on landing a curtain call compared to finding a kill with Lapu Lapu.
Yeah, I do think that Team Ray has a path to success here, especially since CG is playing a similar style once again. Double marksman. They want to hunker down, play it slow for the late game. And if Team Ray can stop that and start getting things going, especially around Dur's EXP lane, it could be a very good chance for them to get some momentum at the start of this match. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our second match of the day here in Week 3, Day 1 of MPL Malaysia. Team Ray takes on CG Esports in the Broken Walls variant of the Land of Dawn.
All right, let's jump right into it. Let's see what buff starts they're going to be on. Looks like it Dusk on his purple. Gary, same side, making sure that they are clearing the same buffs. They're going to end up on opposite sides of the map, though. I'm not sure if TR want to even contest for Litho Wanderer at this stage. I don't think their composition is too good until they hit level 4.
The goal for them would be to hit level 4 ASAP. Looks like, as expected, Nova going to hit level 2 already. New roam changes, once again, allowing you to play very aggressively on, and it looks like Team Ray not gonna go for the Litho as you predicted.
They back away. Early invade coming in from Gary's side, a smart thing to do, especially when you know that there is going to be zero pressure on your side of the map. Might as well take the early lead, right? Then immediately head back for the full clear. In terms of battle spells, alongside with emblems, oh, Master Assassin coming in from Joam, and Dur expecting the gank on this top side, anticipates it well with Nova X Kobar just in case things get really bad.
A very strong rotation up top from both sides here. Contest that EXP Crab. Master Assassin is interesting. Joam wants to win out that gold lane against Amzik.
It's definitely possible here. Really depends on how many bullets Amzik can actually land. But I'm seeing a majority of the members, specifically Nova and as well as ZachQT, taking Wilderness Blessing to get across the map a little bit faster in comparison to CG, right? They're expecting that Valence is going to provide a lot of pressure in that mid lane, and considering that it's so early on and Zach doesn't have level 4, he does not want to take dangerous paths to neutral objectives.
Yeah, I think mobility is going to be very crucial for Team Ray here. They're already aware that they can't let CG control the map for too long, and they're dealing with a Guinevere-Baxia combo as well. So having that maneuverability is crucial.
Speaking of maneuverability, Valence, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about an option to jump back in, and he tries!
The flicker in! Oh, he misses! That's a bit unfortunate. The F3 jumps in, gets caught with the curtain call. Here comes the rest as well. Dusk secures the turtle once again. Blazing Duet joins the party. Jome here from the other side of the map. It's a double kill for the Claude. Make that another for Dusk as well. Team Ray walk over CG.
Wow, okay. Okay, pretty huge 3-for-1 there. Not bad. I'm curious. We need to see a replay of that. Did Valence get knocked out? Because he flickered forward with the magic dump. Did he get knocked up by Dusk? Did Dusk manage to cancel it in time, or did he completely whiff?
Oh, speaking of whipping, looks like Nova wasn't able to get the kick here in mid lane. Chiku will survive. Had to use his Purify for it though.
Yep, he will, again, Nova not willing to expand his flicker to guarantee the angle, which is perfectly fine. He's trading his ult for the battle spell. More importantly so, still has the Way of the Dragon ready to unleash some hell if Chiku walks up even further.
See that the roam difference already making a bit of an impact. Both these heroes very high. Valence goes in, not gonna commit the full Violet Requiem onto ZachQT. Gary comes in from the flank, forces out the Purify from the Zeus in. Team Ray backs it off.
ZachQT unfortunately losing out on a minion because of that. That should be totally fine. He'd rather lose one minion than die. Chiku, guys, is still a level down after the initial gank coming in from Nova X Kobar. So again, the advantage is being traded back and forth, and even making sure that this bottom side is covered.
But I do think the 2 kills on Jome is massive for Team Ray. That will greatly accelerate his early mid-game farm and allow the Claude to be part of fights a lot sooner than Amzik.
Again, it's been a pretty dead game until neutral objectives are coming into play, and now that one's coming up in about 12 seconds or so, looks like CG has a timer on the buffs. Yeah, they do. Gary going for the insta-invade. We're going to have a fight just before the turtle.
ZachQT gonna be scouting things out right now. Team Ray not really aware of where the rest of CG are, but they know they're nearby. Traction Pulse going to miss. Dusk will be able to get the buff.
Dusk making sure that he's not using his Retribution, now having a 2-level lead over Gary. This is starting to not look very good for CG as they start to fall behind.
A 2-level lead is definitely not ideal. Gary only just hit level 7. Here comes Valence. Violet Requiem cancelled once again by the taunt. Here comes the Blazing Duet doing great damage. Curtain Call is a 2-man pickup. Valence goes down. Raging Slash has to be used defensively. Amzik is here to join the party. Already a bit too late though. Dur taking the front line damage very, very well. Gary gets picked up once again. Team Ray wants to retain control over the objective.
Oh, scary stuff, because it doesn't look like they got much off of it, and now we see that Jome gets to go back into the lane to get a free push.
Taunt going to miss. Amzik sniping from afar. Jome comes in from the flank. Dusk once again secures it. Gary got kicked away, but the Violet Requiem catches the front red. Valence with the shutdown. They take Nova X Kobar as well.
Now they have to back off. A 2-for-1 trade in favor of CG, but the turtle still falls into the hand of Team Ray. Now, this is a timer that CG might be able to play with. However, since Gary died, he isn't going to be able to make that initial invade, but he will get to his next camp a lot faster in comparison to Dusk to try and catch up. Unfortunately, with the EXP that Dusk got from the turtle, still maintains his 2-level lead.
And a pretty notable net worth difference as well. Currently 700 gold ahead of Gary on this Fredrin. And with 3 kills to his name as well, this has definitely slowed down CG's attempts to maybe create some pressure in the earlier stages. And we can see that Jome is reaping the benefits.
The huge benefits, as a matter of fact. They basically destroyed bot tier 1. Slight miscalculation in terms of the auto attack from the Ballista minion, but it's fine. Jome, 1 auto should be more than enough. Gets back out. Is playing a very dangerous game with the Battle Mirror image.
Yeah, I'm liking the positioning of Nova as well. Playing defensively there, just to make sure Valence doesn't jump in on that BMI. Team Ray controlling the map very well. Right now, we are looking at a 1.5k gold lead for the blue side. CG is still more of a late game leaning team. They just need to make sure not to let this grow any bigger.
That would be ideal. Next objective in 30 more seconds, but now Gary, he's in the middle of it.
That's risky, Gary. Collides into 3 people. Traction Pulse unfortunately misses. Violent Requiem dodged with the Shunpo as well, and now Gary is stuck. Appraiser's Wrath smushes him into paste.
Right place, right time. Might not be over, but they do get a free flicker out of Year 3. This is actually a huge winning scenario for Team Ray.
Yeah, that was a really weird call from Gary there. I can understand maybe starting the fight to set up, but it didn't seem like CG were actually ready to follow up on it. They left him in the lurch. This is going to be a free turtle for Ray.
Okay, Team Ray securing all 3 turtles of the game, 7 minutes in. Not enough of a lead to really start running away with things just yet. And after Drone cracking open, bot tier 1, topside getting attacked.
We have the Dragon onto Year 3. Gary is here, and we can see the damage reduction, keeping the Lapu alive, but not long enough. Blazing Duet gets the killing spree. Valence goes in, doesn't get the knock-up, but Jome purifies it. Traction Pulse also misses. Team Ray gets out scot-free.
Okay. Not enough of a punishment. Tech pause being called. Not sure from which side just yet. We'll get you the information as it is streamlined to us. But so far, CG not having the incredible starts that we've seen in their past games. This time, a little bit slower, and honestly, the trades going back and forth have been very good from Team Ray.
It does look like Valence is a bit uncomfortable on this Guinevere. There's a lot of Purifies going around and hasn't really been able to land a lot of catches, especially with Dusk's presence as well. Fredrin continues to be his signature pick. Really good at securing objectives with it, really good at controlling space, and because Gary already lost so much momentum early on, it's hard to match him.
Yep. Sad thing for Gary is that every single time he gets into these interactions, he ends up dying for it. That's why we're seeing them fall further and further behind, that these clears are happening a little slower than what we're used to. And I think that at this point, Team Ray, they're coming to a point where they're getting a little too strong, right? This Jushin is going to be a huge problem for them, especially when their Purifies are available. Then you just notice that Valence loses a lot of his value because he can't lock down just one target anymore. That's why we see him jumping on Fredrin.
He has to try and find someone, at least. All of these Violet Requiems haven't really paid off so far. So the Guinevere last pick so far being a little bit difficult to execute on for CG. But the game isn't over for them just yet. It's important for Team Ray to continue piling on the pressure, because we've already known CG is great at holding out to the later stages.
We'll see how creative they're going to get, right? Because this early game feels like it's in the hands of Team Ray already, but as we transition into the mid, there could be a bounce back from CG if they're able to secure the Lord somehow. And even then, right, I feel like they need to be able to punish Nova X Kobar. So far, he's been able to kind of slip in and out of these fights. He's guaranteed advantages because of his third hit of Jiku Do. More importantly, so towards specifically Chiku, guys, who has been struggling to get even close to the fight.
A lot of things to work on, but we will get to see how they are worked on as we jump back into the game. Thank you very much once again to our marshals for your hard work. We're 8 minutes in. Gold lead still 1.5k for Team Ray.
It's going to be a bit of a slow burner here. Slow burner. CG don't need to rush anything. And they also know that they're heavily dependent on items. Amzik, he had to assist, but it's not enough to kind of get him ahead, especially since Jome was able to find 3 kills on top of the extra 3 assists. He's 1 item off. The Trinity build just needs to complete that golden staff. On the opposite ends, I'm looking at the items. Yeah, Chiku guys having to go for the glowing wand. Mid lane can't live without it.
Interestingly enough, Gary going for the full cursed helmet complete as his first item. I think he is realizing that CG needs a little bit more damage presence, but he is definitely trading some survivability for it.
400 difference between... Sorry, 500 difference now between Valence alongside Nova X Kobar. 200 gold, or 300 gold now for Zach QT over Chiku, guys. Not much of a level lead. So Chiku was able to recover, and now losing that top side for free. The lack of information, it's making Team Ray a little antsy.
This is one thing that CG is better at than most other teams here. macro, map control. They're so good at delaying games because they're so good at not giving their opponents free space to take fights. And Team Ray is a little bit dependent on getting those kills in order to open up the map.
Speaking of, Umzik and as well as Gary find another item completed. That's going to be Blade Armor alongside the Malefic Roar. Radiant Armor from Valence as well to try and survive the ZAC-QT. But now this is a really important fight for Team Ray.
Both teams sizing each other up on opposite sides of the Lord Pit. Remember, this is broken walls, and we have been seeing a lot of teams, even internationally, have a preference for using the back opening of the pit in order to secure the Lord Dance. It's a lot less space to work with, and that is beneficial for some players.
Dusk still trying to maintain control, and Valence does not find the magic thump, unfortunately. Has to use the spatial migration, and instantly when they see that ability on cooldown, they want to take even more space. I don't know if they want to play on that top side, missing a tier 1. But CG just making it difficult, right? Pulling people away because of lane prio.
Yeah, they're slowly zoning. Team Ray not quite able to stay for too long. Nova ideally wants to find a catch, but the positioning from CG pretty solid right now. Lord getting reset over and over again.
Yep, hasn't ended just yet. Drone, the only person who can kind of just tank the damage and still sustain through its power. But Umzik this entire time has been double waving. And I think now might be the moment.
Yeah, they've poked ZAC-QT down really. Whoa, what? Umzik just gets a free kill in the mid lane. Is that a free Lord?
I would imagine so, right? It's a 4v5 scenario. No ZAC-QT to worry about. Oh, here comes the conceal.
They're trying to go for it, but they get spotted out. Dusk cancels out the spatial migration once again. Unfortunate for Valence. Looks like he'll just barely get out. Umzik gets kicked, purifies it away. Chiku's in the back line. Dome gets shut down. They found him. Valence eventually falls, but Dusk also going to be vulnerable. He takes out Chiku. Yeah, Tree chasing the Brethren away. Umzik finishes him off with the snipe on the depth. Sonata. It is now a 3v2 situation. CG controlling the Lord. ZAC-QT gonna be back in the fight. He just respawned though. This is a risky one. They're all so low. Nova bursted in an instant point blank shot. Derp pops the vengeance, but ZAC-QT at the perfect time saves the fight, gets the execute. Yatri, the only survivor.
4 for 3 in favor of CG. Once again, they're clawing their way back into this game. And this is what I was talking about, right? The broken walls, not only as a map, can be a little difficult to kind of move around, especially through these neutral objectives. But right now, Team Ray, they haven't been able to find really big conversions. Oh!
Valence gets that. The Vile Oricum comes out, but ZAC-QT still has the Purify. This Lord has been danced around for ages, but Zda's gonna be the first jungler to make it back, and Team Ray knows it's go time. They secure it away from CG.
All right, so they're gonna have the Lord walking in just a little bit. The 43-second mark. That's where the expectations are gonna lead us to. For now, Jiku guys trying to catch up with as much farm as possible, and this is the conversion that we were looking for from the side of TR when they won their fights.
That's exactly what TR wanted, but it sure took a long time to do it. The fight lasted long enough that ZAC-QT literally respawned and rejoined the very end. Lord gonna be pushing down bottom. Gold lead still actually pretty low, only a 1,000 for Team Ray. Jome just completed the Malefic Gun as well. Pretty important timing.
As they rotate around, they want to take that ST2. Here comes the conceal.
Valence gets taunted, gets curtain called. That's a bit of a problem right there. Tied to Gary, but TR may have overextended a little bit here. Praise's Trap comes out. Lord's still alive. CG doing a great job of holding their position. Team Ray cannot actually push it. Remember, yeah, Tree is on the other side of the map. Here he comes from the flank. Flavor Spider flickers in, misses completely, but the Violent Requiem! Valence finds ZAC-QT. Jome looking for a return execution, but he knows he cannot stay.
Oh, Nova Escobar goes for the flicker here, and Valence said, you know what, I'ma challenge it. I don't mind. He is running currently, he is making sure that he has some form of CDR. This is a scary position, right? From what used to be the lead for TR, CG about to neutralize it and may even get a little bit more off of this tier 2.
Yeah, they get the mid tier 2. Valence dropping very low, but not quite enough to be finished off. CG now in control of the map.
As they getting into the later stages of the game. Fury Hammer already purchased by Ye3, despite having the War Axe in 2. Wait, hold on. Gary could look for this fight. No, decides to back off. A good choice for the side of CG.
Yeah, they see literally everyone from Team Ray in the mid lane. There's no reason to force this fight right now. It's not really for any particular objective, and your team is not together. Keep it to your momentum. That's what been keeping CG in the game so far. And now the net worth lead is basically nothing.
They've evened up the score, and I think worse yet, for the side of TR. Do they scale as well? I feel like there's a lot more consistent damage. So now it's really between the side laners, right? Is Joel going to be able to make the super play of a lifetime because he is on Claude, or will he need Dur to kind of lock them down?
Gary wants to force the engage. Dragon Pulse comes out, catches Dusk. Gary gets picked up in return. Both junglers in trouble. Winter Crown on 2 players at the same time. But Dusk is the first one to go down, and now CG's out of position. Valoroquium catches one. Gary will get traded in return, but it's a double kill for Amzik.
Amzik proving once again that he belongs here in MPL. Lord already about to spawn, and CG don't have to worry about Dusk ever showing up. Unless Zach QT can make the steal of a lifetime. This game, we're going to be seeing some inhibitors going down fast.
It's unlikely. Here comes the conceal. Curtain Call. Not going to be able to do too much. Oh, Flicker Land Striker! Yeah, Tree! With the 3-man stun! One goes down, another will quickly follow. It's a double kill for Chiku, and CG are making their presence known.
Oh, the turnaround. This is mid-game spike that we were waiting for, and CG made sure that they held on to the gold score and make sure that it is as close as physically possible. Now, dead even game, 12-12, and the Lord finally spawning CG. Their fights have been good, but now they're letting Team Ray. Oh, now Balance is out of there. Should be fine. Oh no, he gets taunted.
He gets taunted, but the tower goes down. That was more than worth it.
Woo! Cutting it a little thin, but now we look at the second inhibitor about to get rammed by this Lord.
16.5 minutes in, mid inhibitor will fall. Only one tower stands for Team Ray. CG rolling around. They found Nova Escobar. He's trying to dodge out of everything. Will actually successfully get back in time. Lord being taunted away by Dust, trying to be held. Not enough minions for CG to go for an all-out invade push just yet. So they'll cut their time here short.
As they back away. I think they've done plenty of damage already. This game's ending up being one of the longer games here this Friday. 4.8k for the side of CG Esports. A wafty, hefty lead. But the extra gold is only and will only be used to swap items.
And we're looking at Amzik right now on the Granger. 700 stacks already on the passive, 30 stacks on the Sky Piercer. He definitely would like to have a little more on that, but that'll build up over time. CG with a 4k gold lead. Still something that Team Ray can come back from, but they gotta lock in.
Let's see. Consistently, they've been stealing away the purple buff from Dusk. And a Holy Crystal even purchased by Chiku. Now, all slots should be full for Chiku guys at this stage of the game. Even so, you can see that both teams don't really want to overextend because they know this next fight it's all or nothing.
If Team Ray loses another fight, that is the end game already. And we can see CG as well, once again showing their macro control, specifically slow pushing every wave at the same time, not giving Team Ray any chance of pushing out onto the map.
Oh, they just want to sync it together, right? They want to make sure that the farm is frozen just outside tower range, so that you don't have to like forcefully push. More importantly, it's the sweet, sweet gold that you get from it. Gary's on the side. I do notice that Kimmy is also towards that orange side as well. I'm hoping they get caught, right? Because you can tell Gary kind of wants to get in on this fight, but luckily he's just utilizing the fog of war to get in and out of this bush.
Lord coming up in 10 seconds, so I don't think CG will try to force anything too outlandish right now. But because of that, Team Ray will be able to start pushing out. They're grouping together as 5. Oh, Novak Kumar with the flicker kick finds Gary, but Gary's actually okay with that. Novak gets bursted instantly. Dust goes in with the taunt, but CG is so tanky. Amzik with the killing spree with the double kill. He's sniping them down from afar, and CG knows it is go time to continue. Seal comes out. They're chasing Team Ray into the base. Requiem catches one, and they're not going to be able to save him. Dur goes down. Unstoppable streak for the Granger. 2 members remain on the side of Team Ray versus 5. Zach QT jumps in with the beacon, but it's not enough, and Dome literally can't even walk close. It's a monster kill. Dome all by his lonesome, and he is gone. CG Esports takes game number 1.
A banger of a game after getting punched in the face. Curb stomped a couple of fights. They pull it back and make sure that they even a 2K gold lead. I'm rounding it up for the sake of formalities here, but CG not dropping their games just yet. Team Ray, we need to see bigger conversions from them.
But this team is terrifying, man. They know their style, they know their strengths. Just hold out to the late game, and while Team Ray had a very good showing in the initial few minutes, as you pointed out, they were not able to translate it to the rest of the game.
Some scary stuff also from CG. That early game was pretty devastating, right? Nearly dying multiple times, losing your battle spells at crucial intervals. They can't afford to have their tempo be dictated by Team Ray. So I think they need a more straightforward comp, right? A comp that gets right up in your face and says, we can fight for long periods of time. And I think then, like we saw in that last base defense, Team Ray will eventually crumble under the pressure.
And you can't deny the results, right? Yes, it would be better to have a more consistent game throughout the early to late game. But if you get the victory by playing your style, even if it means you might not be performing quite as well in the first few minutes, then maybe that's the way to go.
It could be, but I think there's a lot to learn from this game, and I'm hoping that the second game has just as much, because again, it really boils down to the fundamentals of the game, right? If you are playing Cho and somebody has a Purify, you gotta be able to force that Purify out of them. Ideally, without the Way of the Dragon, I was just expecting that Nova X Kobar will be a little snappier on these quick and fast engagements.
I think what the big issue was in the earlier stages, a lot of the time it was CG who was trying to initiate the fights. And there were a lot of tools on Team Ray to cancel that initiation. We saw Valence have a lot of trouble. But then they slowed it down, right? They controlled the map, they forced Team Ray into uncomfortable situations, and when Nova was forced to make the starting move, everything changed.